Hello everyone, welcome to another try mode first impressions theory crafting video. This time it's the turn of Alarak. I have my cup of tea. We're going to be sipping this throughout the video and we're going to be discussing his abilities and talents. So Alarak, as you can see, has his own type of mount. Look, he floats on a red cloud of whatever. Secondly, he's a Protoss from the StarCraft universe, and that's pretty much all I know about him. I'm not up to date on StarCraft. I think there are 3 different types of Protoss, and he is the leader of one of them. Much like Artanis is like the good guy. Is this guy like the bad guy because he's red? I don't know. I think that's it. And then Zeratul is like the other sort of guy. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm right. Hey, I'm always open to lore. I love lore. Alright, so let's get straight into his abilities. Discord Strike is our Q ability. 60 mana. That is hefty. That's a hefty amount. 8-second cooldown. After a 0.5 second delay, enemies in front of Alarak take damage in a silence. So this works on minions, mercenaries, bosses, everything. However, I don't think you can silence minions and bosses and stuff. So the silence is only really relevant for the heroes, and a well-timed Discord Strike can stop a palm. It could stop an ancestral. But I think in the majority of cases all you're going to be wanting to do is stopping people from using things like Dwarf Toss, Vault, Butcher's Brand, Wind Fury, things to get away and hopefully secure the kill. Alright, so we're going to skip the W for now because there's a lot to talk about that. And our E ability is Lightning Surge. It's basically Chain Lightning from Thrall, but it only hits one person. But it can travel through people to hit your target, so I guess it hits multiple. It just doesn't bounce. So basically you pick a hero, or pick a target should I say, deals damage to an enemy and all enemies between you and the target. So instantly the word enemy means hero, minion, mercenary, boss, monster.
I agree with this decision.
75% of the damage dealt to enemy heroes returns as health. So in an ideal scenario during the laning phase, I'm not sure at this moment in time whether Alarak will be a ganker or a laner or something like that. But at this moment in time, if you're against a Vala, what you want to be doing is standing like on the opposite side of the minion wave. Shoot through the minion wave, you get a little bit of wave clear, you also hit Vala, and you also get some health back. So I guess that's where you get your lane clear from. Laning against a ranged damage dealer and shooting through the minion wave. And obviously you can Discord Strike everything, but Discord Strike is a reverse cone. So the further away the target gets, the more difficult it is to hit them, which is weird. It's got to be one of the only abilities, if not the only ability, to have a reverse cone. And our trait is Sadism. Alarak deals 100% ability damage versus enemy heroes. Now, in contrast to the Butcher's paragraph to describe his trait, Alarak has a sentence. So it's a fairly generic, boring trait. However, there is some synergy between that and his talents. Alarak has one of the most explicit opportunity costs in the game, and that is you give up your bonus ability damage. Here it is here, 100%, and it's nicely put into 10% segments, so you can see what's going to happen. Basically, if you don't know what opportunity cost is, you gain something at the cost of something else. So basically, a lot of talents in Alarak's kit, you give up this bonus damage in return for a different bonus for something else, probably one of your abilities. The main niche, I would say, of Alarak is that his telekinesis ability. 30 mana, not a lot of mana, 12-second cooldown, fairly long cooldown though. And it's probably one of the only abilities in the game again to use this aim mechanic. So Alarak does have fairly unique skill shot and aiming things. I don't really know which way to put it, but they're fairly unique in that regard. And what you do is, if you think about it like a Medivh portal, you press W and then you have this circle here, and this is your start point. So you click and drag, and that will be your end point. So you click where you want to start the push of telekinesis, and you want to aim it in a certain direction. So if I want to push Vala away, if I toggle my cooldowns on, we would put it here and then push her away. Fairly simple. If we want to bring her closer to us, we obviously need to get closer, and then we do that. So fairly unique, and I guess it'll take a lot of getting used to aim that right. Again, you can screw up a kill or guarantee a kill based on your ability to use this telekinesis. Much like the Horrify from Gul'dan, you can send them in the complete wrong direction and screw over your team. So, The telekinesis is Alarak's only disengage and engage, so I guess in the majority of cases you want to kind of run up to the target and get in their face straight away and wait for them to use Vault. Obviously Vala will not use Vault because she's a bot, but let's just assume she's used Vault and then we push her towards us and then we can re-engage. That is the only scenario in which we would be able to kill Vala, I would assume. In all other cases, we're going to pull her towards us and she's going to vault straight away and get away, and we're not going to be able to re-engage. In another case, I guess, I mean, we can push ourselves towards her and that's not really going to achieve much. Again, if we're getting low, we can push ourselves away, and we can also, if we get low, we can push Vala away. So there's a lot of different kinds of play going on with the telekinesis, and how good you are with telekinesis will probably decide how good of an Alarak you are. But obviously these are just the base abilities. I guess you understand what they are now. We're going to go through his talents. Now level 1 is fairly boring, I would assume. I mean, you would only know how good some of these are is if you were playing a real game. So remove the telekinesis cost. I mean, it's on a 12-second cooldown and it's only 30 mana. It is the least mana intensive ability there is on the longest cooldown. So I don't see that being great. We're going to skip the second one for now. Power Conduit reduces the mana cost of Lightning Surge again. I guess this is... Lightning Surge has it's the medium ability. It has the medium mana cost and the medium cooldown. Whereas Telekinesis has the long cooldown with the short mana, and Discord has the high mana with the low cooldown. Mana cost... Does he need mana? You would only know if he needed mana by playing through a game. But on the face of it, reducing it by 15 mana could be okay. I mean, I guess it could be okay. It is a 6-second cooldown, and that is how you get your healing. And Wide Lightning increases the width of Lightning Surge's beam by 50%. Now, if we take a look at the beam here, it only flashes up for a second in between myself and Vala. If we increase that by 50%, I honestly don't think that's a big enough increase to warrant a talent for. And again, you're giving up these 3 talents. You're not just giving up, you're not just selecting a talent, but you're giving up the other 3. So you're also giving up the free mana cost, the reduced mana cost, and the increased push distance just to get this. So I don't think that's great. I would rather just get free telekinesis, to be honest. So I think the go-to one is applied force, and this is where Alarak's opportunity cost comes in. So our 100% ability bonus damage versus enemy heroes. This is our bartering. So we can get good bonuses based off trading off some of our ability bonus, if that makes sense. So applied force reduces the damage bonus of sadism by 10%, but telekinesis pushes 20% further. Now on the base of it, I don't think telekinesis can really bring... Yeah, no, we have to take a tiny little step to get into melee range with the base telekinesis. So to get it to push 20% further, I think is an okay trade-off. That's a fairly big push, let's be honest. So I like that one, applied force at level 1. At level 4, these are mainly to do with the Q ability, as you can see. This one was the WE tier, and this one is majorly Q. So double cross increases the range of Discord Strike, and it also hits in a line perpendicular to the forward strike. Now this is difficult to understand on the words, but the main benefit of this is the range on Discord Strike. It's fairly short, so to increase the range, that's a good thing. Reckless Strike reduces the delay of Discord Strike by 0.25, but if it hits an enemy, you become vulnerable, causing Alarak to take 25% more damage for 2 seconds. Now, personally, what have I always told everybody who watches my videos? Vulnerability is one of the strongest forms of CC/debuffs you can get, so to put that on yourself, you're asking to die, in my opinion. You're asking to die. That is just I would never take that. Even if Hotslog says that's the best one, I'm never taking that. That'll probably just get you killed all the time. Cycle of Discord reduces the cooldown of Discord Strike by 2 seconds. It then becomes a 6-second cooldown. If Discord Strike hits no enemies, the mana cost is refunded and cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. I guess this one's okay, but again, you only get the benefit of that if you hit nothing. So if you're hitting nothing, you need more practice on Alarak, really. So I don't think that one's a good one either. I mean, you would only miss that if they went out of range, because not a lot of people sidestep an ability. They kind of just walk away from it. So the longer range you have, you're still going to hit them. And if they sidestep, then fair enough. They're just a good player who sidestepped your ability. I don't think taking a talent for that is worth it. And extended lightning, If that was at level 1, I would take that at level 1, but I think double cross is the better one because it increases the range. And you can see you also get 2 little spikes that come off the side. So you hit in 3 directions now, so you can hit the entire, well, nearly the entire minion wave. Alright, at level 7 we have a Q/E tier. And we have Chaos Reigns. Each time Discord Strike hits a hero, increase its damage by bleh up to bleh. After hitting 15 heroes, increase its damage again. The values, I'm not too bothered with the actual values. So yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, damage. We're in melee assassin. We like doing damage, so that increases damage. That's a good one. And Discord Strike with the range makes it easier to hit. Again, also if you're in the middle of a team fight, there's a chance you will hit people with the 2 side bits, but I don't think that's really too important. We also have Endless Energy. Heroes hit between you and the victim permanently decrease Lightning Surge's cooldown by 0.2 seconds, up to 2 seconds. So in best case scenario, you'll get 2 seconds of Endless Energy, which makes Lightning Surge a 4 second cooldown. Is 2 seconds really worth a talent here when you can get an extra 90 damage on your Discord?
I didn't realize I could grow more powerful.
On a side note, I think Alarak's voice actor and sound effects are really, really good. At level 10, we have his 2 heroic abilities. Now, I'm just going to spoil this for you guys. Alarak has a really interesting set of level 20 talents, but we'll get to that shortly. Deadly Charge. After channeling, Alarak charges forward, dealing damage to all enemies in a path. Distance is increased based on the time channeled, up to 1.6 seconds. Issuing a move order while channeling this will cancel it at no cost. Taking damage will interrupt you. So Alarak, he has a few niche aspects to him. One is the opportunity cost of his trait, extra damage, and one that he's a melee assassin with an awful lot of channeled abilities. I don't think anyone else in the game has this many channeled abilities, not even Chromie. Chromie might have the same amount, but still, Chromie is a mega long range mage. You expect her to have channeled abilities. Alarak is supposed to be in your face. It's weird. To get Deadly Charge, this basically becomes your Sundering. He seems to be very comparable to Thrall, now that I think about it. So this is basically your Sundering. Sundering is often used to start a fight, to initiate a fight, or to interrupt, a mosh pit or something. Deadly Charge, I assume, will probably fill the same niche role that does, in the form that it is... Sundering is also Thrall's Engage, so Deadly Charge will also be Alarak's Engage. Now, I don't know if it goes through terrain. That's interesting. Let's find out. Alright, so you also go through terrain. It doesn't mention that in the tooltip, so you can actually go through terrain. So we have toggled our cooldowns on, so I guess Alarak would make a decent ganker. So let's say our team is busy ganking here. We're in the bush waiting for a gank. And we do a Gazlo laser. Yeah, that worked out quite well. That worked out quite well indeed. So you can see when we use the ability, that's the maximum range. It takes a while to charge up. And while we are charging up, we can get hit. If we get hit by any damage, even by a minion or anything at all, this will cancel and we will have to recharge it. You can see we can just stay here forever with this maximum range charged. And just let go whenever we want. So I think that'll be the main sort of engage for Alarak, and then we can use the telekinesis to reposition somebody if they manage to get out of the range of this. So boom, boom, and then if she vaults, we can push her away. So because the fact that you can be interrupted by damage, this is going to be very useless in team fights. You can't use this to get out of a team fight. Let's say we're like 10% health and we're like, oh, I want to get out of dodge. That's not going to work. As soon as you start charging it, you're going to take damage and you're going to die. So I think the only way you can use this is from an engage, as far as I know, or to chase somebody who is dying. So Vala's got 10% health. We can, lead the ability. Let's say she's going to vault and then boom, we intercept her and kill her. That's pretty much it. It's only a 45-second cooldown, so it's going to be up an awful lot of the time. I think this one is fairly good. Now, if we go back to Counter-Strike, the heroic ability, not the game, it's a bit harder to test in try mode because you can't often get the the people to attack you, but basically this is only on a 30-second cooldown. Once we activate the ability, Alarak becomes protected, which means we can be CC'd, but we can't be damaged. So if you see Alarak with this ability, all you need to do is CC him, drop a stun, and you've just stopped his ultimate. A lot of channeled abilities. Deadly Charge needs a channel, Counter Strike needs a channel. So we channel this for 1 second. If an enemy hero attacked Alarak during that 1 second, Alarak sends out a shockwave that deals 600 damage. So not only is this not triggered by minions, which would make it an awful lot easier to use, it isn't triggered by monsters, mercenaries or anything. You basically need somebody to attack you, and on top of that, you have to select the area in which you want to attack beforehand. So let's say, oh, Vala's going to attack me, right? So let's say we aim it here. Yeah, so during that time, Vala can attack me and then still dodge the blast. So it's not an automatic blast. So not only can you not proc it, you can also dodge it. So I think it's fairly weak. Maybe in the clusterfuck of a good team fight, it might work out. If there's a good choke point, like let's say we're having a team fight in this little area, the enemy team's pushing up here, you can use it there and you would hit everybody. But in the majority of cases or open-ended maps, it might not. There's too many ways it can be not procced or dodged. Whereas Deadly Charge, it's up to you to hit it. Whereas this one, it's up to the enemy team to hit it. So if you're against good enemies, they're not going to proc it. That's my personal opinion anyway. It might work out good. I can see it being good on Cursed Hollow. In those little alleyways when you're fighting over tributes, it might be good there. But again, you can just dodge it. Just dodge it. Especially since the further away you are from Alarak, it's using the reverse cone again. So even if Vala does it, look. If Vala's firing it from max range, there's a very, very, very high chance you can dodge it just by taking one sidestep. So personally, on the face of it, I don't like that one. At level 13, we have Dissonance. And this is our Q ability. Reduces the damage bonus of Sadism by 10%, but it increases the silence duration. Interesting. 10% minus damage, but an increase in silence duration. So, I mean, that's fairly good. It depends how much the 10% equates to. Is it worth almost a second of silence? Perhaps. But again, if you never land a Discord Strike, you've basically reduced the damage for nothing because you can't land the silence. So I think this one is quite good. But again, it rests on your ability to land the Discord Strike. At level 13, we also have Psychokinesis. Increases the damage of telekinesis by 100%. Now, on the face of it, it doesn't sound too great. Let's read the tooltip. We deal 118 damage to enemies. So what's double that? 230, 40 something? I don't know. I don't do maths. I don't like maths. 200. Let's just say 240. But we gain an additional 90% ability damage from enemy heroes. Remember that. So it won't work on minions, but if we take that and then use it on Vala and kill the minions so I can actually see what's going on, you can see we did 450 damage with that ability right now. It's worth noting that the increased ability damage from your trait isn't baked into the tooltip, so you do need to do a little bit of maths. So with the increase of 90% plus the increase of 100% from Psychokinesis, you can do 450 damage more or less with the telekinesis. So it does start to pack a punch eventually. We also have Hindered Motion, reduces the damage bonus again of Sadism by 10%, but telekinesis slows enemies by 40% for 1.5 seconds. Could be good. Could be good depending on what kind of CC your team has, but I think it's a trade-off. Again, you're trading 10% damage for some sort of CC. So in seems like the majority of cases you're trading damage for CC. So for this talent, Dissonance, you reduce damage but you get silence. For this one, you reduce damage but you gain a slow. So I think both are good depending on what your team needs. I think Alarak has a lot of options at his disposal depending on what your team's needs are. Does your team need more slows? Are enemies getting very slippery? Are they getting away a lot? Or do you just need more damage to to finish them off. So even if you push an enemy away, you'll still get the damage from psychokinesis. So even if we push Vala away, if she had that tiny slither of health, we could have killed her. So that is worth noting. So the last choice at level 13 is Pure Malice. When a nearby ally hero dies, your sadism bonus is increased by 8%, stacking up to 40%. This bonus cannot be consumed by Hasty Bargain and is lost on death. Now we don't know what Hasty Bargain is yet, so we'll disregard that. And immediately this says to me, there is no time limit on these stacks. So even if you lose a team fight, you did get a bonus out of losing that team fight, if that makes sense. So not all is lost if you lose a team fight when you take this ability. However, if you die during that team fight, then yeah, this talent is useless. So if, let's say, for instance, you lose a team fight, your heroes die, but you survive. So you've gained a 32% increase in ability damage for the next team fight. So that technically makes you a lot stronger for the next team fight, which hopefully you won't lose. But if you do lose that and you die, you've lost all of those stacks. So I guess that is like a snipe master sort of deal. But only if your allies are really bad and die all the time. So I guess if you're sort of in the carry position and you think your ally heroes are going to die a lot, maybe you've noticed your Zeratul is a team feeder, then pick this up. Every time it dies, you'll get a bonus from it, and hopefully you don't die and you can make some use out of it. Other than that, I think everything at this tier is fairly good. So you pick what the team needs, is what I want to say. And at level 16 we have Quick Mind. Reduces the damage bonus of sadism again by 10%, but you also reduce the cooldown of telekinesis by 6 seconds. 6 seconds is half of the cooldown of this, so instead of 12 it is now 6. That is a fairly good trade-off. We also have Projected Force. Reduces the damage bonus of sadism again by 10%, but increases the range of telekinesis. Interesting. I also like this one quite a lot. I think I like this one more now than Quick Mind. But again, there is that trade-off. You gain range for damage. Sustaining Power increases the healing you receive from dealing damage to heroes by 30%. Pass. Negatively Charged. Increases damage dealt to enemies hit by the center beam of Lightning Surge by 100%, but does not generate any additional healing. So this doesn't say to me that it affects the target. It only affects the people that hit in the line. Pass. And at level 20, here we go, boys. These are really, really interesting. Very unique talents at level 20. First off, you can see that we get our heroic ability. So Alarak can actually get both of his heroic abilities. It just depends on which one you want first. So I guess we'll go over that one later, because I have a couple of scenarios that might work out. But last laugh. Alright, 20-second cooldown. This is Blink. Right? This is Blink. Bolt of the Storm on a 20-second cooldown. But again, opportunity cost Alarak. There's a very, very big opportunity cost here. Last laugh. Activate to remove all roots, slows, and damage over time effects. So that's Nazebo Poison, Lunara Poison, Sylvanas, Drains. And teleport to the chosen location. Activating Last Laugh will immediately reduce Alarak's health to 1. Very interesting. So Alarak, like I said at the beginning of the video, doesn't have many ways to engage or disengage. Obviously, you cannot use this to engage, which is the flexibility of Bolt of the Storm. It can be used as aggressive or defensive, whereas Last Laugh can only be used defensively. Otherwise, you will just die, quite simply. So let's say we've been ganked. Oh no, we've been ganked, team. Look at the radius of this. This is a humongous radius to teleport to. Oh no, we're being ganked. Boom. We're safe. We're at 1 health. But we're safe. Now, depending on where the enemy team know you've teleported to, they can just fire over a missile or an arrow or something and kill you straight off, but it does give you some flexibility in being able to save your life. It's better to retreat at 1 health than die, let's put it that way. Alright, the next one is Hasty Bargain. This is a very much a Warlock ability, or it feels like a very Warlock ability, but again, there is a trade-off to have here. Hasty Bargain, 20-second cooldown yet again. Activate to permanently, this is forever, doesn't matter if you die and res, this is permanent for the rest of the game. Activate to permanently reduce your sadism bonus by 4% and reset the cooldowns of your basic abilities. So this is Rewind. You can see he has buffed up versions of generic talents. So this is basically Bolt and Rewind. They're on 20-second cooldowns. They're better than normal because they reduce slows, stuns and roots and all that good jazz. But there is the trade-off. For Hasty Bargain, you reduce your sadism bonus by 4% permanently forever. This stacks, and I guess it can go to 0. And Last Laugh, you activate to reduce to 1 health, so you can't use it aggressively. So, very good flavoursome talents. A nice twist on a generic talent. I like it, but I don't think you should use it unless you're already stomping the game. And that will help you, secure that last clutch kill that will stop the enemy team from defending their base. I mean, you do get this at level 20. The game is more or less going to be over soon at level 20 in the majority of cases, so I doubt you're going to get to 0% bonus damage. So there is that. If you're close to winning, this might be a good idea, because then you can double Discord, double Telekinesis, double Lightning Surge, and probably just shit all over somebody. So it all depends. If you're about to win, I think it's a good option. It might help you secure that last clutch kill. Last Laugh if you're getting focused a little bit and you need to get out all the time. And there's also Counter Strike, which is your other ultimate. This will replace your D ability. So you now have an activated D ability. Again, you do still have your passive. It says there at the top, deal 80% more ability damage, but now we can use it as Counter Strike. The thing I can see here is if you're being focused a lot in team fights, let's say you picked up Deadly Charge at level 10, like I thought everybody should. We dive in, oh look, it's me, Alarak, aren't I amazing? And as soon as you jump in, every time since level 10 until level 20, you've been the focus target as soon as you jump in, right? So let's say you're a bit tired of that. You're a bit tired of being the one that's focused all the time. So this time, you're going to jump in and then instantly activate your Counter-Strike. So normally, everybody would, oh my god, Alarak's jumped into our back lines, let's kill him. But if they do that now, not only are you going to absorb all the damage because you're protected, you're also going to do a backlash ability and hit everyone that's caught for 640 damage. So there is some niche players to do there. Alright, I've got a feeling this video has been going on a while now, so we'll wrap it up right now. So we've just taken a look at Alarak in try mode. It might turn out that this build is horrible on live gameplay in live matches, but theoretically it should work, but you never know. It always turns out differently when you're against real people. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, or at least look at his talents. Maybe you don't like the build, but you might like, how I go through the talents. If you do, leave a like, comment down below, give me suggestions, what you think about Alarak, and I hope to see you all in the next one.